What's going on? BigJerr back with you again. That's right, guys. Ableton now understands MPE MIDI information. What does that mean? It allows us to take an ordinary chord and do stuff like this. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's take some time now and talk about what MPE is and how we can take advantage of it inside of Ableton Live. All right, let's get into it. So what is MPE? Well, it stands for MIDI Polyphonic Expression. This might sound confusing, but the most important thing to remember is the word polyphonic. So normally with a chord, if you did a pitch bend, it would pitch bend the entire chord. But with MPE, we've got polyphonic expression, and this means that each note carries its own MIDI information, allowing us to control things like pitch, pressure, and slide information to individual voices. But I think more impressive than that is we could use MPE instruments like the Roli keyboard or light pad to make our synths much more expressive and fun to play. But before we get into that, let's jump back to that chord from before so we can connect on the basics. All right, first thing is you might notice the GUI looks a lot different, and I'm going to cover that in a later video. So for this video, let's just take a look at this new tab right here called the Expression tab. If we click on that, now we can see that we actually have individual control of our voices. Now, we're going to see the pitching happening right in this section here. So if I wanted to go ahead and pitch this note up to this one, I could simply go ahead here, click this guy like this, and then grab that and pull that right up, and then it will pitch over this amount of time. Amazing. Let's go ahead and do it to this note right here, and we'll pitch this guy down to this note here. Why not? Sounds like fun. And let's do two different ones at the exact same time. So I'll bring this one, and I'll bring this guy right down to this here note. But it doesn't stop there. We actually have two more points of control. Okay, so the way this works is that pitch, slide, and pressure are set up on three axes: the X, the Y, and the Z. If I go ahead and play a note, I could pull that note to the right or the left, and that would be the X axis, and that's attached to pitch. I also have the ability to attach it to the Y axis, or the slide. And then I also have the ability to do the Z axis, which is pressure. I could press into it. Okay, that's cool, but how do I connect things to those parameters? Okay, well, Ableton Live has added MPE Control in many, many places. It's added to Wavetable, it's added to Simpler, to Sampler, and Max for Live, just to name a few. You can see right over here in the matrix where we've added MPE Control. And you've got pressure, slide, and note, and you can see the various things that it has been assigned to. But there's so many other things that we can apply this to that I want to touch on all of them for you without going too deep into any. I want to show you guys how we could take advantage of it on a simpler or sampler. All right, you can see here I've got a bass sample loaded up into a sampler. So right over here, we can see MPE. If I click this, we've got our pressure, slide, and note right here. Okay, so I can go ahead to my slide, I can click this, and this is all the available things that I have to attach that to inside of my sampler here. So I can go ahead and let's do filter frequency, okay? And then on pressure, maybe I'll do filter resonance, okay? So now if we play this here, okay, so maybe the pressure now is too hard on this. This brings me to the new device, MPE Control. Okay, this does a lot of really cool things. And the obvious one is I can adjust the curve pressures to all of those parameters. Okay, so right now I think that the pressure one is a little bit much. So what I'm gonna do is dial that back a bit. And now I'll have to press harder to get a higher result. Okay, maybe I can turn it down even more. There we go. Just with a little bit of pressure, you get yourself a really cool sound. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the frequency. And always the pitch will be included. Did you guys know that Serum has MPE Control? I can go right up here into the menu, okay, and go right down here and say, turn on MPE Control. And right away, I've got that control here too, okay? It's very easy to set up. We're gonna go to the matrix, and right here, we can see we have these controls down at the bottom. Y and Z are the ones that I'm gonna use. I went here and connected the warp mode from B, which is sync, boom, right there, to my Y, and then I went and attached my LFO1 rate to my pressure, so we can go ahead and see that happen. So check this out. If I play it light, I'll get a slower LFO speed, and if I play it heavy, I'll get a faster one. Just by pressing it, I can almost make like a riff, and then I've got the slide attached to the sync. One more amazing thing about MPE Control is down here, if we click this arrow, I get a really cool option here. It's MPE to MIDI. And what this does is allows us to use MPE Control on synths that don't actually allow that. So for example, Contact or Nexus would be amazing to have that kind of control over. And with this option, we do. We just reassociate things like slide for mod wheel, okay, and pressure for alt. So check out what I've got here on my cellos, okay? I've got the control of the pitch as well as expression. So like you can see over here, I've got expression or dynamic set to this. Finally, I've got a small bass performance that I did with my Roli utilizing the MPE functions. So I want to continue and show you how we could easily edit the other two axes. The reason I didn't perform it in for you guys is due to the latency and stuff with all the screen capturing and stuff. So here we go. We're back to our MIDI clip in the expression tab. And we've got our pitch bends right here that we can fix if we want. Maybe we'll add something cool here to like this guy. Maybe we'll have something come down a bit. Okay, I like that, good edit. And now at the bottom, we've got our slide and we've got our pressure. We could also go ahead and toggle this on and off with one click right there. So let's see what we could do here. Remember, our slide is set to our filter frequency. So the easiest way to edit this is to make sure that your grid's on off and that you have your pen tool on. Okay, and then I'm just gonna kind of redraw this in a little bit. It's kind of cool, let's be more dramatic. And then I can go ahead and draw in where I want, right here again. It's a lot of fun. And let's add a bit of that pressure there. Let's see, maybe let's make it a little more dramatic in certain spots and then less dramatic in others. And I have another one pop in right up here maybe. Let's see, something like that. Amazing. So it's very easy to perform in your idea and then quickly edit it to get exactly what you want. Guys, there's so many things that have been added to Ableton Live 11 that I'm going to be uploading 3 times a week. So stick with me, okay? We're going to learn this new update together. There's a lot of information. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification. That way you guys will know every time a new video is up. I hope you guys learned a little bit about MPE. If you guys want to know anything else about this, leave a comment. I always reply. All right? I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.